a minute ago, you were saying that, if you're feeling anxious, in other words, if I want to be free, and I also have some fear about that freedom, I feel avoidant. I want to bolt. I want to get out of here because I need to be myself. The key to unlock that would be devotion. Mm-hmm. But doesn't that sound like kind of giving up on freedom? The key to freedom is giving up on freedom. So help me understand, how do I invest in devotion, but without giving up on my freedom?
Yeah, that's a great question. So how do you invest in devotion? If this talk is about the people that are wanting to break free, that are on the more freedom side of the equation, that they want what they want to do what they want to individuate, how is investing in devotion not like a giving up on the freedom? Well, we want to deconflate those. What I find, and I think what we both find, is that the more you're willing to have your partner feel utterly devoted, like they have your partner feel your commitment to the relationship, that feeling of stability and commitment, that unassailable, I'm not going anywhere, I've got you, I'm here, right? That solidity is what allows them to relax the fear that has them gripping. And then the only response in that moment, when your partner gives you such utter devotion, is now that the fear is lessened. Every time he exercises freedom, I'm worried he's going to leave me. He's going to go somewhere. He's going to be with other people. He's not going to like me anymore. All those fears that come up, suddenly you're like, oh, he's not going anywhere. Oh, he does love me. Oh, him exercising his freedom doesn't mean he loves me less. Oh, and that's a huge insight. Your partner exercising their freedom doesn't have to mean that they love you any less. And the more that you invest in your partner knowing that your freedom has nothing to do with you feeling less committed, less devoted, less connected to them, it has everything to do with your own feeling of liberation and freedom, and that those don't have to somehow be an either or game. Either you're giving me devotion or you're being free. When you unhook from this either or game, that it's one or the other, and realize that, and you help your partner, if you're on the freedom side and you give them the feeling of I'm here, right? I am committed, right? Nothing will come between us but us. There's not some other activity I'm going to do, some other person, some other pursuit, some other hobby that's going to come between us. It's I'm here and I am committed. That when you're on the other side of it, if you're the anxious and you feel that level of secure attachment, the only response is oh, how else do I want to love this man than to support his freedom and support his expression? And then it becomes so easy in that moment. So if you're willing to do the counterintuitive thing, if you're on the freedom side, even though you're wanting to go farther away from your partner, you're wanting to really assert it. And in this story we told you, which is commonly the case, this particular person went all the way individuation. And as her partner was feeling more and more threatened, she got kind of more and more angry and just said, well, that's your problem. And then invested in less, and then all of a sudden his story that she was less devoted started to become true.
Right. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
And he was kind of right. He started to become right about that. And so this toxic cycle that ends so many relationships that which we always wish we could reach out in those moments. And we were friends with them at the time. So we watched this story play out. And so his fears started to becoming the truth. She started to become less committed, and it eventually undermined the relationship, and the relationship fell apart. But if in that moment, as the one that wanted to be free, not giving up her freedom, but saying, look, I want to engage in the activities that support my freedom, but that don't erode our devotion.